Hello everyone, this is the V-Man and welcome to OBS. Full explanation. This is just a quick video. All I'm going to talk about is OBS. OBS is open broadcaster software and it's free, open source. You can live stream with it, you can record with it. It does everything. Honestly, you don't need fraps or anything, and this actually encodes in very small files. So in fraps, usually if you record a 5-minute video, it'll take about almost a gig per minute. This one, if you record an hour video, it'll take about a gig at the most, 1 gigabyte. So that's pretty crazy. I mean, fraps would take up a whole hard drive if you record it for an hour, so that was hard to deal with. But without further ado, I'm just gonna tell you guys how this works and what you can do. So there are two different types. This is the normal OBS 0.655 beta, and that's the one that I would recommend because, see, the OBS multi-platform is a little bit harder to use. It's more like advanced, but the only thing about it is that it has some issues that haven't been cleared up, while the beta, which is technically a full software, it's only a beta because people will give suggestions and they'll put them in like in updates, but the beta is the very stable version. It's honestly the best version. So what I'm saying is, since that the multi-platform is a rewrite, it's not too recommended by me. I mean, you can use it if it works for you, great, but the beta is the best one. Now when you open it, this is what it'll look like. See, right now actually I'm recording, so it's showing what's recording on the screen, which is great. And it can like tell you whether it's actually recording video or not, and recording audio, because you have your audio bar here, and then you have like desktop audio. There's no desktop audio coming up right now because I don't have desktop audio on. Like right now I don't have a YouTube video playing or anything, so that's good. When you go in, the best things you can make, like you can add a window capture, monitor capture, image slideshow, text, video capture device, which is like amazing. This can be pretty much optimize the Elgato game capture, HPV, DVR, anything like that. And then game capture, which is obviously what you use to capture video games. So then you can name it. So I named one for CS:GO, for one for just like music with a picture. And you can like add scenes if you want to. There's no point. Basically, you can keep all your stuff on one scene. It doesn't even matter. It's usually used for like advanced streamers when they need like 3 different tabs for a million different things to stream. Other than that, when you go into your settings, don't worry about plugins, global sources, and such. So this button won't really usually be available unless you have something in the settings. So you can actually go and search up best OBS settings. So, I don't even spell it right, and I actually have a tab open for it. See right here, if you say obs.com and you go to their estimator, you put in your CPU. So either like this, blah blah blah. I have a AMD FX 8350, so 8 core. So it's usually quad core or higher. I have it's a Radeon, I think, what is it, 2 gig DDR5, so it's above the 6600, so that's great. Then I usually do something like CS:GO, so high motion, and like FPS and MMO games. And then of course my upload speed is like 6 point something megabytes per second. So you just do the math to make it kilobytes, because 1,000 kilobytes is 1 megabyte, so 6,350 megabytes, but in kilobytes is 6,350. It's 6.35 in megabytes. Let's see, my screen size and game resolution is it's weird. See, I actually play at 1920 by 1080, so if I say like, it'll still give me that same like settings no matter which one, but I do play in 4:3 resolution and 1024 by 768 stretch to the whole screen on CS:GO, so that's how that works. It'll tell you what to set as a max bit rate. It'll tell you to enable things. It'll tell you what disable things. It'll tell you what you can do. It'll tell you what the FPS to set to, even though you can kind of change it yourself. It'll tell you what to put as a resolution downscale in case your internet kind of messes up a little bit. It'll downscale the resolution just a little bit, like depending on what you want it to do. So yeah, you go into these settings and you change it according to what they say for you to change it, so that's always great. Broadcasting settings, put in your Twitch or anything key. I mean, anyways, but I'm gonna say cancel so that my Twitch, I don't have to re-enter my Twitch key. That was bad. Yeah, okay, so we're good. Then here's where you want to, if you want to record with OBS, it's amazing for recording, so I definitely recommend it. What you want to do is you want to put like a file path, and it's gonna be weird. So you browse here, and you go to where you want it. I have like a whole folder area that I want to put my stuff in called OBS, and you have to name it. I already set the file path, so it says record. You either set it as record, and when you say record and say enter, you think it's a file that you're saving, but actually it's not. It'll say record 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, etc. So it'll like number it for you so that you know what it is. So that's how you have to do it to set your file path. So you just go into wherever you want it to be, with like whatever folder you want it to save in, and then you type in what you want it to be named. So you want it to be like OBS CSGO, then you type in that, and then it'll say OBS CSGO, and then it'll say OBS CSGO 1, 2, 3, 4 in like order. So that's how you do that. I already have mine set to what I want. I put it as just record in an OBS folder. That, like, I called it OBS. I just replay buffer file path. It's like, oh, there's always a default one, so that's I just like left it there. You don't need to do anything with that. For video, obviously you want to set like it to your graphics card. I usually put custom and put like the resolution I'm using, but you can put it as like just monitor, which is like it's the same. So like it monitors the same exact thing. Resolution downscale, I don't have any because my graphics card and CPU are good, so I don't need to have any slowing problems. If you do, put it to like 1.25, so it just like downscales it a tiny bit, like to back to 720 from 1080 pixels. Audio, you can set a desktop audio device, so obviously the headphones I'm using, of course. Then of course the microphone, the real best part. So I have a microphone on my headset. This is actually I'm using a sound card for better quality, but I'm actually using SteelSeries Siberia V2. Great headphones. Then the microphone I'm actually using is, of course, the Blue Snowball Ice, but they just call it Blue Snowball because it's the same exact thing. Other than that, nothing else. I'd usually just say force microphone to mono. I mean, you don't need stereo for a microphone when you're talking to it. I mean, you don't want people to hear your audio from your mic in like the right ear, the left ear. It's just put it to mono so that it hears in both ears all the time. Sony connected devices, whatever. Push to talk delay, I don't use it, so it doesn't matter. Desktop boost, you can basically set your actual audio on your desktop and boost it, and you should basically boost it by 1, record like a 5-second clip, and then see the audio how it works. I put the mic like the auxiliary boost to 7, and it might seem crazy to some people, but the reason I put it to 7 is that the Blue Snowball kind of records really quietly. Like back with Fraps, I couldn't change the microphone boost. So even with Windows microphone, the microphone boost being at like a full, you couldn't hear me. I was like deathly quiet. So with the mic auxiliary boost, I put it to 7 for the Blue Snowball. It sounds perfect now. It's like as though I'm right here and like actually like commenting on the video and not like a stranded voice. Hotkeys, you can put them to anything you want. I don't use push to talk, of course, because I want to talk in the mic, so I don't need to push a button and hold it to talk into it. It's not a walkie-talkie. Start stream, I put F8. Stop stream, F8, of course. Put the same button, so you say like start and stop with the same button. Recording, I put F4, and stop recording is F4 also. I don't have anything for these because you don't need these. The replay buffer, you really don't need those unless you are advanced with it. Things like this it'll give you in the settings when you give it all your information. So yeah, that's about it. Microphone nose gate, you can just set it to default because you actually don't need it. It kind of tweaks them for you depending on how much like random ambient noise comes into the mic, so that's always good. If you need to change it, and you can say like open threshold and change the volume, then close threshold, like open the volume. So like open threshold means like it'll only take an audio when the audio is this loud or this quiet, and then it'll close that threshold and not allow you once it gets this quiet or this loud, whatever it is. Scene switcher, you don't need to worry about unless you're an advanced streamer. So that's about it. Those are just some simple OBS settings. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll talk to you guys later.